What up, TNP? It's just your boy Big Cal coming in with a live reaction video. We coming in live with it. Coming in here, hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. Got a good story, man. Good story, real relatable, real informational. Just, trying to spread some knowledge out here, kick some information, just show some, I guess, the contrast and how reality, a lot of the things that are perpetuated in reality can be kind of skewed in a sense, and how we kind of contradict ourselves when we're going through daily life, and how racial idolatry slants a lot of our ideals and our opinions, basically, and just showing the conflict and contrast, and really a lot of the hypocritical mindset that we have when dealing with Black folks internally. How we deal with each other, conflict amongst ourselves, internal conflict, things like that. And how a lot of folks in the Black community allow racial idolatry to be their God, to control them, to control their every thoughts, to control how they see life, their day-to-days, their opinions. They circle the wagon on negativity. I say this all the time. A lot of Black people circle the wagon on negativity. When out here, we really is good versus evil. It's good versus evil. It's right versus wrong. It's God versus the devil. Even though God's already won, it's already finished, the devil is very active in this world, and we know this. So yeah, man, we're gonna break this thing down, man. Derrick Thompson, out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, the St. Paul area. Basically, we're gonna break this thing down. We're gonna watch some of these videos, and I just want to give my opinion on this whole thing, man. It really frustrates me to no end how Black folks can be so enthralled in racial issues such as the Carmelo Anthony situation in Texas, or the situation where the guy ran over the cop and killed him after his son was gunned down by a police officer. He ran over the sheriff in what was that at? I think it was Cincinnati, Ohio. Hit that like button for me too if you're jumping on here. So hold on, let me turn this light up a little bit. Yeah, man, allow me to turn this light up just a little bit so I can sit here and speak to y'all. I'm in here chilling, getting this work in today on this beautiful night. And I gotta give my opinion, man. Because this situation right here with Derrick Thompson, the Derrick Thompson trial, and the senseless murder of these 5 Black women, 5 foreign women, 5, I think they were of African descent. It was just a tragedy. It's disgusting. I on every post I've ever seen, my first comment was capital punishment. That's my mindset, man. I don't have any empathy for this guy. I don't have any sympathy or empathy for this guy. He's made a selfish act. And we just gonna, like I said, we're gonna play this video, man, because where is BLM? Where's the liberals? Where's the left? Where's the fucking outrage when situations like this transpire, man? And this guy's father was a liberal representative. How I forgot what someone in Minnesota. He had a high ranking position in the political realm in Minnesota. And now, like I said, the liberals are quiet as a church mouse when we're talking about this guy who committed a heinous act amongst his own kind and had no sympathy, no love, no compassion for what he was doing. Immediately tried to escape culpability, and it was just disgusting. He said something. He was just like, I want to go home. He's like, it's been a long day. I'm ready. He acted like he was frustrated with a situation in which he ended the lives of these 5 women, 5 Black women that just look just like him. You know what I'm saying? Same background as him. Like, man, like I said, let's get to it. Let's get to it, man. TNP, man. Cause I'm all about keeping it 100. I'm not sugarcoating shit. Like shit like this is disgusting. Why is he not demonized, and to the extent that y'all demonize everyone else? You're like, this should be something I'm glad that the media has picked something like this up, because it needs to catch traction. Why is he not demonized the same way y'all want to demonize the Metcalf guys or the Metcalf brothers, or the same way y'all want to always have this racial idolatry and polarizing things to where y'all want to demonize white culture and paint them as just these evil type people, when This dude is one of the most evil motherfuckers I've ever seen in my life, man. Just his demeanor and the way he at this crash site, the way that he had no empathy for these women and their lives he just ended. This is real evil. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck all that other shit. Fuck getting lost in racial idolatry and letting that control and consume you. This dude right here is pure evil, bro. Pure fucking evil, bro. He had no sympathy. He was ready to leave. He was talking about how frustrated and tired he was. Dude, you just killed 5 people. And you over here still selfish about trying to go about your day. Like, bruh, capital punishment, bro. Let's get to it, man.
Okay, today was day 3 in the trial of Derrick Thompson. He's accused of murder in the crash that killed 5 women in Minneapolis 2 years ago.
And in today's proceedings, 2 officers testified about Thompson's behavior at the scene. Another witness, a crash expert, talked about the forces at play in that deadly collision. Fox 9's Rob Olson was there for all of it today.
Let me know when to turn. Please tell them that this is not me.
Police body cam videos of Derrick Thompson from June 16th, 2023 show him walking with a limp as he's brought out for an eyewitness to identify him. A woman who testified Friday did say Thompson was the person she saw get out from the driver's seat of his rented Cadillac Escalade and head down an alley.
Please tell them that this is not me.
And then it was very small steps to get to the front of the squad and then go back into the squad.
Squad camera video also shown to jurors at his trial recorded Thompson's earlier impatience at being detained.
I do got things I do want to get done on my Friday night, you know? It's been a long day.
But after he was told,
Let's wind that back, man.
camera video also shown to jurors at his trial recorded Thompson's earlier impatience at being detained.
I do got things I do want to get done on my Friday night, you know? It's been a long day.
But after he was told he was under arrest and put into an...
You sorry sack of shit, bro. Capital punishment, man. Capital punishment, man. Had no remorse. He wasn't contrite. Didn't feel the slightest bit of remorse or just, you know what I'm saying, guilt for what he just done. It's just, man, you speeding or going 100 miles per hour, blowing through lights, and you T-bone destroy this car that these women in, this Hyundai, this little SUV, driving in this rental car, you driving out here 100 miles per hour. Where are you trying to get to now that you're crashed? Yep, for one, you don't crash. You driving sporadically trying to get to wherever the fuck you get to that's not important. Wherever you trying to get to, some pussy, some drugs, sell, I don't know what the fuck you trying to get to. It was not important, and you crashed and killed people, and you ultimately didn't get there when you wanted to get there. So that's one of the things I don't get about people that speed and drink and drive and act crazy and drive at these outrageous speeds. If you crash and kill somebody, you won't get there. And you may die yourself. So how about that? First of all, if something happens, you may crash and you'll never get there. So this guy, you crash. So right now, he has no vehicle. He's literally, unless you get an Uber, somebody to come get him, he's incapable of getting anywhere anyway. So that's my thing. Why are you impatient? Why are you trying to get out of this situation? Why are you having a mindset where it's all about you? When you just killed some folks. And you talking about, oh, it's been a long day. How do you think it felt this been for these women that lost their lives and their families? What kind of day do you think they having? You think it's an easy, short day? You think it's all right? Just a fun, easygoing day? Man, like I said, shit like this is why I don't like a lot of black people, bro. Like, I'm going to be 100%, man. Hit that like button. Shit like this is why I don't like a lot of my own kind, bro. They have no empathy. That mindset is so selfish in nature. It's so evil and self-centered, man. I swear, stuff like this is why I do not have the slightest bit of concern, empathy, love, compassion for my own kind. Because shit like this is disgusting, and this is a small microcosm, but representation of a lot of the energy, a lot of the mindset, a lot of the ideals that a lot of black folks hold just in America. They're self-concerned. They sit here and all day. I bet you one of the main ones want to go protest when what's the name got killed in Minnesota. You know, I bet it just dad was doing all this protest when George Floyd got killed and all the type of shit like that. You know, they sit here and proclaim like they have some type of love for their own and camaraderie for their own kind. But look at their actions when they actually caught up in some situation pertaining to them. When it's their ass versus your ass, they're gonna pick themselves every time, right or wrong. They could be dead wrong like this guy, and they're still gonna be selfish, self-centered devils, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not considerate of the crime you just committed. You're not considerate of these people you just ended their lives. First thing you talking about, it's been a long day, man, bro. Some people just, like I said, they need to, somebody need to have this motherfucker in a room, tied up with some Sockswood locks in them, put some fucking Slade locks in them, put about 10 locks, put about 5-6 locks in a damn big ass sock, twist that bitch up and go to work on this nigga, bro. Like, bro, what kind of, like I said, it's good versus evil out here, man. Like, and this run, I heard this shit, it was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen, bro. Like, just the fact that you just committed this crime, you ended these women's lives, being selfish as hell, riding around, blowing through lights, speeding, going to, just irrational speeds that make no sense, driving on the public roadway, putting everyone in danger. You kill someone, you blow through a light, kill 5 women, 5 innocent women that wanted to get home, wanted to have families, everything that came and testified about them, the situation, how they miss them, all this stuff, man. And they blow through a light. You blow through a light and end their lives. And the first thing you're worried about is your own ass and what you got to do today. Is that not evil? That's not one of the most evil things you've ever seen in your life. Let's keep going, man.
Ambulance, his demeanor changed.
Hey, buddy. You and your 10 out of 10 pen, I need you to wake up for me.
Thompson is charged with 15 counts of criminal vehicular homicide and third-degree murder, 3 counts each for the 5 young women who died when his rented SUV broadsided their Honda Accord on Lake Street. Thompson's defense is that someone else was driving.
This is one of the worst crash scenes I've ever responded to.
A State Patrol crash reconstructionist showed videos of the Escalade screaming north on 35W, clocked by a trooper at 95 miles an hour, taking the off-ramp towards Lake Street, then multiple angles of the impact itself, which we are not showing in their entirety. Data from the Escalade showed it going around 80 at the time of the collision, but 116 just 9 seconds earlier. Jurors saw pictures of the Escalade damaged from the impact and then rolling, and pictures of the Accord, which was nearly torn apart.
Due to the level of traumatic injuries to the bodies in midsections,
Where the hell, this is my thing, where were you going that was so important where you had to speed, run through lights, and put everybody else's life in danger? Why are you that important? Who do you think you are as a man, like, who does he think he is? To where he think he can just break the law, put other people's lives in jeopardy, and just live like he, man, like he has no impunity, like he has no culpability, like he can do what he wants. So what type of mindset is this, man? Like I said, a lot of black men, a lot of black people are just selfish as hell. Self-centered, selfish, self-concerned, no morals, no sense of morality whatsoever, man. Like what sense did it make to drive this fast and this sporadic and hostile on a public roadway? What do you gain from this? You know what I'm saying? That like what I don't understand it. You know, and then if you know you did this, why not be a man and be in like it's just such a cowardice mindset. You know you did this and you still trying to weasel your way out of it, talking about somebody else who's driving the vehicle. Like, man, like as a man, own up to your mistakes. That's one of the biggest and best things about being a man is accountability. And if you do not have accountability, you are not a man. Point blank period, you're a child. You are a bitch. You are a biatch. Point blank period, nigga. If you don't have accountability for your actions as a man, you are a coward and a bitch. And just like this guy, like I said, Derrick Thompson, man, I don't know your father, but man, you are a bad representation for black men. You're just a disrespectful, low-life piece of shit, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I hope he gets capital punishment. I will say that right here. Where they need to figure out something, they need to get this thing ratified and figure out ways in which they can get this drawn up and give him capital punishment. Because this is no difference between him going up and shooting these women. The way he acted, you know what I'm saying? I know it probably wasn't premeditated. I know he didn't have plans to, ride around and kill these women, but man, they need to make an example out of this dude. Like a straight up example out of this dude that stuff like this will not be tolerated. And you will be held very much so accountable for your actions in this world. Like he didn't make an example out of this asshole.
it's hard to determine
an inaccurate count of how many were in the vehicle.
Also on the stand, a forensic scientist from the Minneapolis Police Department who said he found 2 fingerprints from Thompson's right hand.
Said the crash scene, these women were so mangled. This guy didn't walked out with just a baby limp riding with his Escalade. He said the crash scene was so horrific, they couldn't even take account for how many people were in the vehicle, bro. And you trying to tell me that, you know, like have compassion? He deserves the death penalty. He deserves the death penalty for this atrocious, neglectful act where you riding around with a weapon. A vehicle is a weapon. I don't care what no one says. It is a transportation tool, but it is very much so a deadly weapon. These 1,000-pound vehicles with however many horsepower that can rip a person to shreds. And you're driving 116, 90-something, blowing through lights. Man, like I said, all I can think about is other families, people that, you know, their families, the families of these women that lost their lives because of this guy's selfish act. Like, I just don't know how this guy can even, like, stomach himself and live with himself, man, after something like this. Like, how can you even fix your mouth to sin trying to tell these women, like, it's a long day? Like, tell the cops trying to rush them through the process of investigation, talking about it's been a long day. Bruh, if you really gave a damn about life, you would not have been driving like this, bro. Like, they didn't make an example of this man. Like, real talk, because it just makes me frustrated and infuriated.
On the dash in the middle here. That's important because prosecutors are trying to prove that Thompson was the one driving. He would have used his right hand then to touch the dash, as the defense is trying to poke holes in that, suggesting that Thompson was in the passenger seat. It's somebody else was behind the wheel. In Minneapolis, Rob Olson, Fox 9.
What happened on June 16th of 2023 at 10:11 p.m. wasn't just a car accident. It wasn't luck or chance that took the lives of Sabrine, Fagal, Salma, Siam, and Sarah. It wasn't even the normal dangers associated with driving on the roads. This was murder in the 3rd degree. This was murder because these 5 young women.
Hold this man accountable, man. That's all I gotta say, bro. Like this, I agree with this lady in this opening statement, wholeheartedly, man. Like fully believing this. Like this was murder. This is the act of murder. This dude came out neglectfully, irrationally, destructively, dangerously driving his vehicle with the intent to get where he wanted to get to, and he did not care about the ramifications or the outcome of what could potentially happen if he was driving this way. He didn't care. He didn't care about the dangers or the dangers of others and passengers and onlookers and bystanders. He didn't give a damn. All he cared about was his own getting where he wanted to get to. This was just an act of straight up murder. This is not a normal, like she said, this is not the dangers of just driving right here. That's not what this is. This dude made a circumstance in an environment where someone could die. Driving 95, 100 miles per hour, just barreling down the highway like this, running through lights. I ain't gonna say he planned it, because there's no way you can really tell, but it looks like he did plan. He was trying to plan something. That's all I'm saying, but it looks like he just didn't care. He didn't care about his life. He didn't care about the life of others. That's all I'm saying. This guy drove as he was ready to have a death wish for himself. And he didn't care if he took someone else out. He might have had a bad day, or who knows, he might have been on drugs. He's like, he just did not give a fuck. Driving like this, like, what do you care about? You don't have kids that you're worried about coming home to safely. Like, what you would think you would care about your own safety. Driving like this and irrationally, you think you would have a mindset where you know you're not supposed to drive that fast on no public street. And there's not even highways that allow you to drive that fast damn near. You know, no, there's no highway in America that allows you to drive 90, 100 miles per hour. This isn't Germany. This ain't the effing Autobahn. So, dude, what about the safety of yourself? First of all, let's talk about that. So you're so brazen, you don't care about the safety of yourself. You didn't think about that. You're such a, crazy, deranged guy mentally. You don't even care about your own safety. So that when you go past that, the next thing is homicidal. Once you go past suicidal and you don't care about the ramifications of your own health and safety, now you're homicidal, in my opinion. So that's how I look at it. If you're doing destructive things, driving like this in a weapon, now you're homicidal. You know, just because you could be like, oh, I didn't plan on it. It's like shooting a gun. It's like shooting a gun in the air and be like, oh, or shooting, just shooting a gun somewhere, but I don't see nobody. But it's like, I don't, you're shooting it in this direction, but I don't see nobody. No matter what, you're being neglectful. Somebody could be in that, just because you don't see them directly, it could be down the road somewhere where you could hit somebody. So it's like, you're not thinking about your actions. You're just being selfish. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're being neglectful indirectly. So.
Lost their lives as a direct consequence of the reckless, selfish, destructive choices of another driver.
We should get a needle.
Members of the jury, not every murder is calculated or considered. Not every murder is directed at a particular person or people. Under Minnesota law, murder in the third degree means reckless or eminently dangerous conduct, which reflects an indifference to the loss of human life. So what does indifference sound like?
Do you know how long this is going to take?
I don't think it'll be too much longer, but this is kind of short for us now.
Nigga asks how long it's gonna take. That's what you call indifference, man. like you said, this dude had no concern for no one other. Talking about how long it's gonna take when you just destroyed someone's life, and you're asking the cop how long is it gonna take? Like they're impeding upon your pursuit of happiness. Like they're impeding upon your rights. Like these cops are infringing on your pursuit of happiness and peace and constitutional rights, nigga. No, you just did that. You just infringed on these women's constitutional rights as American citizens, as a right to pursue happiness, a right to be protected under the Constitution. You just destroyed all that, man. You took their life away. You took their family's life away. You took their peace away. You took their future away. For what? Where were you getting to that? Where were you going that was so motherfucking important? I say this all the time, bro. Motherfucking loser ass nigga, you weren't going nowhere, bro. Like most of these niggas, bro, these motherfucking peon loser ass fucking low life nigga. What are you about to do? Where were you gonna go that was so important where you had to drive 100 miles per hour recklessly and blow through lights, bro? And if they told you, bro, you'd be like, what the fuck? You're probably going to get a burger or something, bro. Get some pussy or sell some drugs. I do some low life degenerate shit that they had like was so pertinent and important. It was so imperative that they had to get there now and fly through fucking lights like that's gonna make them get there. Could they get there 8 minutes faster than they would driving a normal speed limit? Like, what the fuck kind of idiot are you, bro? Like, that's what I say. That's why I don't respect a lot of black culture, bro. I don't care how I sound. You call me Uncle Ruckus, man. But a lot of this is a microcosm of black culture in a nutshell. You just did something wrong, and you play victim. You play victim. You do something wrong. You're caught up in the act of doing something wrong when you know you fucked up, and you play victim. You make excuses. You try to weasel your way out of any type of way by playing a victim or playing in some type of situation where you're the victim, and somebody's messing with you. It's got to be racism. It's got to be something going on. Like, why? Oh, I had a long day. What's going on? Like, you try to. It's just some low life shit that I hate about black culture. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hate it. Make it make sense, man.
All night though, you know? Like, I needed somebody to say it wasn't me, you know, so I can go about my day.
You know, so I can go about my day.
Yeah, I know y'all got a clip of running this do all.
So the same way these women are able to go about their day, this dude worried about going about his day the same way he ended these women's lives, and they don't get to go about their day. And it's nighttime anyway. Where the fuck you about to go? It's nighttime. Nigga, like you blowing through lights, driving like a fucking homicidal maniac, and you worried about your night and them wasting your time. What about these women that don't have? You took their time away from them. You took the time on this earth away from them. What about them? Don't have a tear. Don't have a sad, emotional, nothing. Like just emotionless. Like I said, and that's why like I said I don't feel for no. They need to make an example out of this guy. I don't feel for none. A lot of black people. I don't feel for y'all. I don't empathize for y'all. I don't sympathize for y'all. I laugh at y'all. Y'all a bunch of fucking losers. Y'all a bunch of hateful, ignorant, degenerate, low life motherfuckers. And I don't give a fuck if your dad is a popular politician or some type of guy. He's probably a low life degenerate too, a loser degenerate too, bro, because he raised a piece of shit like you. I don't trust none of these liberal ass black folks to get in these positions of power through bullshit ass liberalism and left goddamn institutions trying to put them in positions to. I don't trust none of y'all. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff was a knee-jerk reaction after George Floyd. A lot of these people, they were DEI, they did not deserve a lot of these positions they got. It's a bunch of loser shit, bro. Like I don't rock with it. Y'all are like lowlights. Y'all worse for black folks than anything that's going on in America. And they love to try to point the finger at racism as all our problems, to try to distract you. That's nothing but a distraction. A lot of these folks, man, like shit like this. Where is the blowback from the black community, just like it was for any of these other situations? George Floyd, Carmelo Anthony, the guy in Cincinnati that killed the cop, because his son got shot. Where are y'all now when there's black women that got killed senselessly by this black man over some stupid reckless shit? Why aren't we making an example out of him? Why is it that just the white media is the only one taking this story up? Why I'm not seeing enough of this from black creators and podcasters and influencers. I'm not hearing nobody talk about these women. Say these women's names. Talk about this incident. Talk about how we can learn from this incident and how black folks sit around here driving like this normally. This is a normal thing. Black folks get on these streets and drive like they fucking crazy. These scat packs and Hellcats and Cadillacs and all type of fucking vehicles. They drive like they fucking got no goddamn sense. They a lot of times they're under the influence of drugs and alcohol. They out here selfish, dumbass, no direction, senseless murder, shit like this. Like and then they have no accountability for their actions. They sitting there trying to, and then once you get caught up and they find out and they want to charge you, now you want to act like you hurt. Now you want to go in the hospital. Now you want to get in the back of the ambulance and get checked out. Man, you are nothing, bro. Like I said, I hope they give this man what he deserves, which is capital punishment. Capital punishment with a capital C. Capital punishment. That's what he deserves. And I'm not an advocate of capital punishment, but something like this just irked me to the point where I feel like I'm just changing my stance on it. This loser ass nigga, the way I'm glad they recorded his conversation, because this is how really black folks feel about black folks, if you want to be real. I'm glad they recorded the cops. They went ahead and released this thing for the trial and everything. Because this is really how black folks really care. They're disconcerted with others. All they're concerned about is their own bottom line. This is how a lot of black folks are, bro. Like, don't let them sit here and try to disguise and act like we all the Juneteenth coming up, like we all some type of kumbaya, fun-loving community. Man, it is not like that across the United States. I don't care where you at, north, south, east, west, midwest. I don't give a damn where you at. It's not no damn camaraderie. It's not no love. This dude just killed 5 women and was ready to go on by his day and get a burger from Burger King and go wipe his ass and go try to goddamn continue his day like nothing ever happened. Like take a shit shower and keep on continuing like nothing happened. And then that's like TNP, we ain't going for that. I ain't rocking for that. That's not a real man. We ain't condoning none of this shit. I know black folks will love the goddamn he don't deserve give him a second chance, third chance, fourth chance, fifth chance. But what about these women that lost their lives? What about the families of these women that love and miss their loved one right now, want to hold their hand, hug them, talk to them, have conversations with them they can no longer do? But this dude is out here still walking around talking and able to goddamn continue on like a fucking ignorant ass nigga. Where's the compassion, man? Where's the like I said, where's the compassion for these 5 women that lost their lives due to this ignorant ass black nigga out here acting like a fucking fool, a coon? Where's the blowback from BLM? Aren't these 5 innocent black women from other, I know they're not Bonquisha from the hood or the ghetto, These women are Muslim. They got the, you know, you look at the videos, you look at these pictures of these beautiful women. They got their hijabs on. They're not Bonquisha from the fucking ghetto out here stealing hot Funyuns and chips from the goddamn 7-Eleven bodega. So I know a lot of folks don't give a damn if they ain't wearing 10 inches of yaki and blonde and blue hair and goddamn purple shit on their goddamn heads, acting like goddamn monkeys and screeching around like fucking orangutans. So I guess now you're not concerned. There's no blowback. Like, make it make sense, man. Town Center Security. Hello? Hello? What are you doing? Hey, it's Town Center Security. Okay, okay. I'll go open the door for you. Yep. Yes, sir. No problem. Yeah, man. It's a tragic, tragic story, man. Tragic, tragic, senseless, stupid ass story, man. But let's give me a second. Give me a second. Let me go handle this 10 peers, man. Just give me a second real fast. We're gonna get right back to this. I'm gonna go ahead and let it play some, man. Let this trial play a little bit. Let y'all get a better understanding and grasp of this whole situation, man. And just know that a lot of these black folks are devils out here, man. They're devils, they're hypocrites, they're liars, they're double talking ass motherfuckers. Don't let them sit here and try to manipulate you with this racism bullshit, because they don't got no love for each other, bro. Not near piece of love for black folks, bro. Black folks do not have no love for one another, bro. Don't let them lie to you and sit here and act like we all just kumbaya and shit. Does this sound like a brother that cares about the life or the quality of life of another person, another black person that it just ended their lives? Does it look like he's concerned in the least bit about their lives and their lives? No. So let me go ahead and let this play for a little bit. I'll be right back.
I don't want to wait on all that. I see they doing it already, but those are things I do want to get done on my Friday night, you know? It's been a long day.
What the fuck you got to do on this Friday night? You just killed some people, bro. What the fuck you got to do on your Friday night, bro? Fucking devilish ass motherfuckers, bro. Shit, let me let this shit play, man. I'm gonna be right back. Give me a second.
In terms of the jury, there's no evidence that Derrick Thompson set out that night to kill these 5 young ladies or anybody else. But make no mistake as you consider the evidence. It wasn't whether he was going to take somebody's life. It was who and when. It could have been any of those cars stopped at the light or in the other lane, just pulls up the Lake Street exit. It could have been a pedestrian, somebody walking to get food or going to the bus stop. It could have been that minivan that drove into the intersection 1 second later. Instead, it was these 5 spots of light. Derrick Thompson's behavior, his series of choices that night, were criminal because they were eminently dangerous to everyone and anyone who happened to be on the road that night. And because of his criminal choices, Sabrina, Sarah, Segal, Salma, and Siam, excuse me, were ripped from their families. Because of his criminal choices, 5 sets of parents broke down and collapsed on the pavement on Lake Street. An 18-year-old kid drove to the medical examiner's office and pounded on the front door, begging for his sister. The defense attorney acknowledged in opening that this was an indisputable tragedy, and I expect he may do the same in closing. But members of the jury, do not let their acknowledgement of the immeasurable scope of this tragedy distract you from the reason you're here. You are not here because 5 families were broken. You're here because the law was broken. Derrick Thompson's behavior, the series of choices he made, broke the law, and the evidence has proven that beyond a reasonable doubt. I'm going to talk to you broadly about 3 things. And when somebody's about to talk at my face, I like to hear a general game plan for what they're going to talk about, so here it is. First, I'm going to go through the video in chronological order. I'm not going to play all of it. I'm just going to hit on the kind of the categories of video and put them in chronological order. In part because they didn't necessarily come into evidence in chronological order, and in part because I'll reference it as I argue the charges in this case. The second thing I'll talk about is the evidence that proves Derrick Thompson the driver. Because if he was the driver, he is guilty of criminal vehicular homicide without question. And finally, I'll talk a little bit more about what murder in the 3rd degree means and how the evidence fits those elements. So first, going through the video, like I said, just short clips in chronological order. So starting at 9:30, 9:35 or so, the defendant arrives at Hertz. The employee prints that receipt. The slayer flutters out of the passenger door when the trooper opens it. Time stamped at 9:46. They go get in the car. Derrick driving the Escalade along. DeMarco behind him in the Challenger. Note the time, members of the jury, 10:09 p.m. The Escalade appears on that first 35W traffic camera, passing under 5th Street, just coming up to where that trooper's parked. And here he is at 46th. The trooper's waiting under that overpass. He's about to pass him. Now he's just past the trooper. Members of the jury, you make the decision. Has his driving conduct changed? Does it appear that he's now going faster? Changing lanes? Coming up to the next.
I'm gonna take a break, man. I had an epiphany that just came in my mind while I just took off. What if this is a white person? What is a white man or woman that ended the lives of 5 sisters out here in Minneapolis, St. Paul area, Minnesota? What if this would have been a Caucasian male or female driving recklessly, acting a fool, and just killed 5 women's lives? 5 innocent women's life that just out here riding, minding their business. What if this would have been a white man or white woman? It would have been total and complete outrage. It would have been BLM lining the streets. It would have been protests. It would have been all type of shit where black folks can try to stand on some type of fake moral ground and try to act all fake, holy, and righteous and act like, oh, white man bad, white people bad, white people bad. But when the black man commits crimes, heinous, this is an example that I always show, commits heinous crimes, illogical acts of violence against their own kind, selfish, destructive acts, it is swept under a rug and hidden from the public for the most part. It is not posterized, it's not publicized, it's not made an example of. It is act as if it is a small occurrence and it's trying to be swept under a fucking rug. That's how it happens. These are facts. These are not opinions, these are facts. Or it's these are facts. Like these are non-debatable, unquestionable facts. When it's ever a polarizing situation where it's a white person committing something against black folks, it is publicized to no end. But when black folks, which is the majority, commit heinous crimes and acts against black folks, it is swept under the rug majorly by other black folks. For whatever reason, to continue to create this narrative of division and racial idolatry and white folks bad and black folks good, or whatever it is that people are trying to paint and portray. I have no idea why it's done like that, but these are the facts. If this was a white man or white woman that killed 5 innocent black women, it would be protests, flag burnings, all type of crazy shit, all going down in the streets. It would be. So that's why I have to make an example of this. I have to call to light the hypocrisy amongst black culture and black folks in the black community. I have to do it. I have to call it to task, because I have to make an example out of niggas like this, out of Derrick Thompsons of the world, who feel like they can do destructive shit, illogical shit, and then get away with murder, literally. They want to act like they're innocent. They're the innocent party, and someone's trying to blame them, and they're the innocent ones that somebody got killed. Nobody wants to claim the accountability or what you do, the act of this heinous act. Nobody. Why don't you? Who did it then? Who's this mystery man that did it? Why don't nobody want to stand up and take accountability for what they did? Well, what actions they did that led up to these women getting murdered? I said, black folks, man, like, we are on no moral high ground in America. We love to try to act like we just, had this ground to stand on, this moral high ground to stand on. We are in we have no moral high ground to stand on in America whatsoever. Like, whatsoever, dude. Like, and hit that like button for me too. TNP, hit that like button. And yeah, if this is a white person to kill a black person, 5 black women, it'd be total and complete outrage over this situation. But like I said, there was no blowback from the left. It just makes no sense to me. It's senseless. Like, it's hypocrisy. It's literally what it is. Like, it's hypocritical. It's hell, and it's fake. That's why I don't get on with the Democrat plantation. I just don't do it. I don't do it because there's so much turmoil, hypocrisy, degeneracy, low life shit. I just can't get down with it. I can't. It's just messed up. And yeah, like I said, let a white man that did it, it'd been outrage. This is what I also said, let a black man, let this Derrick Thompson guy have killed some white women, 5 cars full of white women. And in my humblest of opinions, black folks would probably be kumbayaing and trying to get him released and putting money on his books and saying how much of a good guy he was and defending him and all type of reason, and saying it's some type of racism and defending the conspiracy theory of somebody else is driving. It was the one-armed man. It was it makes no sense, the mindset that black folks have in America, to me. Like, and that's why I distance myself from a lot of this mindset that transpires in America. I just have to distance myself from it, disassociate myself from it, disconnect thoroughly from it, because it's disgusting, to be honest. Like, that's the best way I can explain it and talk about it. It is disgusting. Like I said, I believe that to be true. If this black man would have been like, that's the type of knee-jerk reaction and the type of racial idolatry that we've allowed to creep into our hearts and into our spirits in this time in America, due to past times in the history of America, which a lot of us had no direct effect or didn't live through. But now, due to that fact, I bet people would have been like, "Oh, that's retribution for slavery," and all type of shit. Like, if he'd have killed 5 white women, innocent white women, just riding around in Minnesota, whatever, he just would have blew through that light and killed 5 white women, I bet black society would have his back. They'd be the loudest ones. Oh, don't have all these white cops around them. They trying to do all like that dude that ran through the other cop. Like, they try to, man, they trying to intimidate them and da. They have all this type of mindset and all this want to put $1 million on his books. And, just defend what, like I said, we are defending straight evil in America, bro. And like, black people, for the majority, act like we don't notice and see this. Like, you're circling the wagon on evil shit. and letting racial idolatry be the catalyst that carries your ass to hell with it. So me personally, I'm gonna call it the light. I'm gonna bring, I'm always gonna be a truth teller. That's what TNP is. I'm always gonna be a truth teller. I'm always gonna be forthright and try to give my honest opinion and to a positive degree to where it uplifts and helps people learn from mistakes and situations that go out. Because I mean, nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? But situations like this should never happen. You should be driving the speed limit. Worst case scenario, 5 to 10 over. You know what I'm saying? On some just you doing too much with that, honestly. Because wherever you kind of get to is gonna be there when you get there. You know, the drug play, the pussy, the food, whatever the fuck you going to is gonna be there. It's not more important than taking somebody's life, driving crazily and killing someone, and now your life is over too. Thank the Lord, because we don't need no idiots out here like Derrick Thompsons. We don't need no more Derrick Thompsons out in this world. Point blank. Period. They're just selfish, reckless assholes. We don't need no people like that in this earth. They don't need to be free. Period. If they're like that, then we need to be able to detain them and lock them away and send them somewhere else, man. You know what I'm saying? Point blank. Period. Because they cannot conduct themselves positively in a civilized society, so they don't need to be here. You know, that's just my opinion. But yeah, black folks, we circle the wagon on negativity and evil, man. If you would kill 5 white women, y'all be kumbayaing, jumping around, looking for any little slight or somewhere where y'all could claim racism, and y'all try to put money on his books. Y'all be the main ones trying to correlate or support his alibi of somebody else driving. Like y'all, that's just how black folks are. Like that, y'all are so hurt. This is the fact, and this is what I had come to realize, and it's really troublesome when you think about it. Black people in America are so hurt through the past systemic racism, which they didn't even directly affect them or hit them directly. It did hit you. It did hit our bloodline, but I'm talking about for the last many years, it has not directly affected your bottom line. And we're so hurt by past trauma of racism and systemic racism and slavery that now we'll circle the wagon on things that are not right, that are morally corrupt and wrong. We'll condone it or we'll support it just because it has black on it. And just because it has black on it, it doesn't matter if a dude could have killed some babies. Like, if it's black versus white, if it's white babies he killed, y'all happy. Like, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, let me put some money on his books. That's like, what's that dude? That's Nat Turner. This is a good man. He fighting the power. Like, that's sad, bro. Like, that's sad, bro. Like, the moral ground for folks. Like, when does it end and when does it start? You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like just having a little bit of having a little bit of skin color protects you from a lot of things in the black community. You know what I'm saying? Like, that in itself will give you support. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like that South Park episode where they got that free hat. It was some guy that was supposed to have killed some folks, something like that, and they just he was guilty, but like everybody, they put that shit together and got him out of jail and petitioned and got him out of jail. Like they was going 100 miles an hour towards wrong, and just because they like the person. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is with a lot of black folks. We don't even like each other. We don't even know Carmelo Anthony. You know what I'm saying? We don't even know that we weren't there. We don't know the situation, but the optics is a black boy stabbed and killed a white boy. Yay. We don't even know the situation and all the way that happened with the boy in Cincinnati that got shot and the guy. But a black man lost his son to a situation where his son had a gun, whatever like that, was a stolen vehicle, and then he, gets retribution and kills somebody, random little cop that had nothing to do with it. Oh yes, win for black folks. We got revenge. Like I just won't stand idle and watch that no more. No more. Like no more will I stand idly by and watch black folks crash out for fucking evil motherfuckers. I will not do it, bro. I will not stand for it. And TNP, we do not condone it at all. I don't care. Like I said, call me whatever you want, man. Hit that subscribe button too. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Appreciate y'all tapping in on this subject. I've been meaning to get this out there because it's been heavy on my heart ever since I heard about it a few days ago. I've just been very busy, and I told myself I was gonna get this message out because it needs to be heard. And black folks, stop circling the wagon on evil shit, man. That's all I gotta say. I don't care how you feel. I will tell the community's issues. I'm not the one that's gonna keep no dirty, dark secrets, bro. Like, so I'm the first one because you tell the truth, you shame the devil. I love transparency. You will never have me out here doing things to circle the wagon on evil, bro. I will not keep the family evil secrets, bro. I will tell that shit. So that's me. Like, you better keep me out of the cookouts. You better keep me out of all the negative, degenerate debauchery and bullshit, because I will tell it, because I want healing. I don't want niggas to be sitting in toxic waste dumps and shit like that. I want you to get the fuck out, clean yourself up, get your medicine, heal yourself, and get better. I don't want people to continue to perpetuate a mindset of degeneracy and low life shit. I don't. Not in my community. I would root that shit the fuck out of here. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how you feel. I don't care what you say. Like, right is wrong. Right is right. Wrong is wrong. Right is right. Wrong is wrong. Stop circling the wagon. Good. Stop racial idolatry. Stop the racial idolatry, bro. Stop it, bro. Because it's not helping. It's destructive and it does nothing to help. It makes you feel good about your situation, and for some reason it makes you feel like you're getting get back against the man. But nigga, it is something that's causing us to dig our own demise and dig our own graves. Like literally. Like I have not seen anyone come out in outrage about this black man that killed these 5 black women in Minnesota a couple years ago. I never even heard this story till recently when I on YouTube, and then I had to go down the rabbit hole and look it up. And I was just morally disgusted by this shit, and I'm mad that nobody else is really saying anything about it. It just swept under the rug. Oh, well, 5 women, oh, shit, that's just life. If 5 women got killed, that's wrong place, wrong time. Oh, sorry. Like, I promise you, if it had been some foundational black women, some women with the hair hat weaves and goddamn smelling like goddamn synthetic hair and shit, and goddamn red and pink and blue and all this and all, and they had a little ghetto hood following in Minnesota, and they had some little TikTok or social media fame, or somebody actually knew them. Because a lot of these foreign people, they're not into the same thing that American blacks are. They're not socialites. They're not out here posting all these glamour pics, BBLs, titties all out, ass out, looking and acting like fucking whores and attention-seeking ass whores. They're quiet. They're work-oriented. They're family-oriented. They're about their business. They're about their grind. They're about their family. They're about their education. You know what I'm saying? They do not really fuck with American blacks. Honestly, they don't really fuck with people like Derrick Thompson. They probably would never even come across to have conversation with a dude like Derrick Thompson, because he's acts like a bitch. He acts like he's raised by his mama, and just the fact that he even had a dad that was successful is surprising. But at the same time, it's not. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these leftist, liberal motherfuckers are degenerate lowlives. So it's not surprising. But yeah, they like it's just funny. You know what I'm saying? The world we live in is funny, and it's corrupt, to be honest with you. So, like I said, you just gotta keep fighting, man. Keep fighting for a better day for a lot of folks, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta keep telling the truth, shame the devil. Let's not just allow stuff like this to go unchecked.
You can see the trooper behind him hasn't gained a lot, because at this point, he's got his foot down on the accelerator. And at 35th, you can see him weaving around other vehicles. And you know, the trooper who's trying to catch up with him hits his brakes at least once for the safety of other cars and based on the traffic that they're on the interstate at that point. And finally, as he gets off the interstate here, crash reconstruction estimates he's going 116 miles an hour as he gets off on that exit.
Damn. 116 miles per hour.
So here is that first light. Those lucky individuals who cleared out just in time as he's driving down the center of the road. Now we're between 31st and Lake.
Who the fuck makes type of men and these
Parked
type
cars, other vehicles.
men and women like these? Like what do you got to put into somebody to make them this selfish and such self-centered and destructive and assholey? Like, what do you got to do to make someone like this? God almighty, bro. God almighty, bro. You see that there? Oh my God, bro. That crash was so. Oh my God, bro. God, look how fast he's barreling through the streets. Don't care about women, children, nothing. And these are the people that you want to have empathy for. These are the people you want to support and say, and give second chances to black folks. Well, don't say nothing to, don't call this shit the task. This man came barreling through trying to run away from a patrolman officer, knowing he was in the wrong, and kill some folks. and survive with little to no,
Crash.
no injuries.
We are Lake Street. Never light up, start fires, start medics. East Lake Street.
East Lake Street, start fire.
Kill these niggas instantly.
Switching to the body cam of Trooper here.
Where'd they go? What? Hey, they took us on the alleyway, northbound. Sir, Max here. We got confirmed 5-4 here. Suspect fled northbound. Suspect's vehicle is John Paul Robert, 235, T-bone identification. Hey, northbound, I think through the alley here, right? What's he wearing? I have no idea. What's he wearing? Hey, what's he wearing? What's he wearing? What's he wearing? Gray sweater? White or gray sweater? Some black male? White male, black male? Hey, stay away, stay away.
Oh my God, bro. I'm not gonna say what I already said. What I wish would happen to this man. I said somebody put him in a room, couple dudes, fill some socks with some big old locks, maybe a brick. You know, get you a good strong tube sock, a big old soccer socks, double socket. Put like a brick or a metal weight, a lead weight or something in there, like a shot put ball or fucking a lead weight, and go to work on this piece of shit. I don't condone violence either, man, but this shit right here is sickening, bro. It's sickening, bro. Like, I'm asking what this man deserves. If I was a criminal, if I was a prosecutor, I would try to get the death penalty, man. I really would. Because you got to make an example out of people, man, because life is precious. So, and just think your life is more important than others. It's a sickening disease that needs to be squashed out in America. When people can literally think that they're more important, their time's more important, their lives are more important. What they have going on in their lives takes precedent over everything else. This world does not have the space for people like that anymore in this world, bro. Like, that's just how I feel. Like, when you see the aftermath of something like this and he took off, like I said, the people already got a description of him, said he had dreads, he hopped out and fucking ran. Like a bitch-ass, hoe-ass motherfucker. And then, man, like I said, we want to sit here and say, act like black people in this and circle the wagon and shit on it, bro. I know what people be doing, bro. I'm not stupid, man. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted, but I'm not stupid. I'm disgusted by the deplorable acts and mindset of so many black folks out here, but I'm not stupid. You can't pull the wool over my eyes. You can't sit here and put the racial idolatry glasses on me and keep them on me. You know what I'm saying? I've already done took my blue pill, red pill, whatever it's, you know what I'm saying? I've already unlocked myself in the matrix. I don't get along with a lot of black folks like Derrick Thompson. Derrick Thompson, with me and him, would not get along. He's a fucking degenerate. Like, I mean, people like me, they don't like people like me. I'm a father raised, real father. My dad was a police officer, you know, retired police officer, military. Like, he raised me right. He raised me with accountability. Like, people like him, they did, you know what I'm saying? They fucking spineless, squid-spined ass motherfuckers, no vertebrate ass niggas, bro. They can't be around men like me because I challenge who they are to their core. They see me talk, they be like, man, the energy that I have, they can't be around me. People like that, they hate me, and rightfully so, because I hate you too, motherfucker. I dislike you too. I dislike a a bitch ass low life nigga that thinks he can just live like this, like how a lot of black folks live, man. Straight up. And like I said, I don't care who has anything to say about it. TNP.
Shooting over there?
I don't care.
Go ahead, bro. No, I can't, man. I gotta pick up somebody, bro.
Crosses Lake Street, walking into the Taco Bell parking lot area. It's basically those last two videos, the one taken by Mr. Muhammad, and this one from the front kind of area of Sabri properties adjacent to Taco Bell. Those basically take you across Lake Street. He's walking into Lake Street in the beginning of Mr. Muhammad's. He's finishing walking across the street here.
So he's limping around, running from the scene.
No members of the jury that as he walks into this area, he turns and looks back. There are multiple.
So he's limping away, walking away from the scene.
There's law enforcement on the scene with their lights on at this point.
But yeah, man, let me get up out of here, man. Finish the day off, man. But long story short, hopefully, like I said, unfortunately, I had some technical difficulties. But man, this was a senseless, stupid, ignorant situation that could have been avoided on all parties, man. You know what I'm saying? Like 100%. Especially Derrick Thompson, man. Like Derrick Thompson, low life, loser, cancer on society, man. And we gotta root this out completely. So TNP, man. Appreciate it, man. Hope the prosecution, they prosecute him to the full extent of the law, and justice is done in some type of way, form, or fashion for this family, man. But man, it's TNP, man. I'm out. Appreciate y'all tapping in with your boy Big Cal. Shit, yeah, man. Let me see. Hold on a second. I'm looking around, so. The first thing you thought
He's clearly struggling to get much farther by foot. Makes the decision basically to try to blend in.
Isn't that just some fucked up shit that the first thing he thought to do was to run from the scene? Like he didn't check him to make sure these women were straight. Whoever he hit, somebody's whole life that he just hit into that is minding their business. That had nothing to do with him speeding, nothing to do with anything of him breaking the law. That had nothing to do with him. They didn't know him. They don't know him from a can of paint. They didn't want to be associated with him in no way. And he infringed on their life and ended their lives. And now he's running away from the situation. Like, isn't that the most childlike? And this is a grown ass 30-something-year-old man. Like, isn't it the most childlike, stupid, ignorant, senseless shit? Like, and we talk about black men and all this and protect black men and all this shit. Nigga, fuck that. Like, why aren't you protecting these sisters, bro? Like, nigga, like I said, I don't got no respect. I got daughters, man. I just know the hurt and pain that a lot of this father, seen the father, get on the stand and talk about how he misses his daughter. I'm sick of it, bro. Like, niggas like I said, niggas like him get no respect from me. Niggas like him are not real men. Niggas like him deserve everything they get. Everything they get, they deserve. So, at the end of the day, I'm glad that this happened to this man. I'm glad that they're going to prosecute him. I'm glad that everything is rightfully so, except for the fact that these women are gone. These 5 souls, innocent souls, are lost. These 5 black sisters, like I said, gone. Gone. And we don't hear not one lick of outrage, not one lick of support for their family. Where's the people that want to send money to their family to make sure that it's not going to help. It's not going to bring your kids and your children back, your loved ones back, but maybe just a support to say, I feel for you. Maybe here's something you can start a fund in their name. About a blase. Where's the love for them? But we can send hundreds of thousands of dollars to Carmelo Anthony, hundreds of thousands of dollars to the dude up there in Cincinnati who killed the cop. Like, bruh, make that make sense to me, and then I'll stop getting down. I'll get off my podium and stop trying to detract and talk down on racial idolatry and black culture. If you can make that make sense to me, then I'll stop and I'll stop getting on and ragging on black culture. If you can somehow show me Like, show me how that makes any sense to you. Where y'all can support degenerates, but people like this who lose their life innocently, where's their support? Where's their GoFundMe's? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's not racial. It's not enough. It's not racially polarizing enough. So y'all don't care. It's black sisters that lose their life all the time by the hands of black men, but it's not polarizing, and it doesn't fit your narrative. So you don't give a rat's ass. Well, I'm gonna tell you, Calvin Healy does, TNP does, Big Cal does, and I'm gonna represent for all them people that ain't here to represent for themselves. I'm gonna represent for the folks that's scared to speak out because they're scared that they'll be ostracized from the black community and not invited to the cookouts. I don't give a fuck about your cookout. Take the cookout and take the goddamn hot dogs and glizzies and goddamn hamburgers and shove them up your fucking ass and shove them up your goddamn pussies, and you piece of shit black bitches and women and men. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all a bunch of mama raised low lifes, and that's your mama fault. She goddamn ran the men out the community and raised you like a goddamn non-accountable ass loser ass bitch. And a lot of these men, like they said, his father's probably raised by a bitch. Like just the mindset that how your son is shows me you raised them like some bitches, bro. You did not hold them accountable. You raised them like some little suck ass liberal bitches, bro. So I hope the Democune plantation is that you roll for is happy. I hope they supporting you in your whole situation. But yeah, this is what happens when you are ran by the Democune plantation. You're ran by matriarchy. You're ran by the sunken, fallen state of the liberals and the Democune plantation. This is what happens when you allow racial idolatry to seep into your soul, seep into your spirit, seep into your heart, seep into your psyche. This is what happens. We raise a whole generation of unaccountable men, whore women, violent, feminized men, non-accountable ass men, getting wrecks like this, run from the cop, flee, don't know how to have no accountability, want to run, then talk about how long your night is and how it's such an inconvenience for you having to have a conversation and getting arrested and talking to these police officers after you killed 5 women. You don't give a fuck. So this is my thing. As much as you don't give a fuck, don't fight for it, man. Don't fight for your freedom. Accept your situation. Why are you still over here being disrespectful to these victims' families, trying to fight and act like it was the one-armed bandit, the one-armed man driving your car and he done ran off and then you a victim too. Get the fuck out of here, bro. And that's why I stand for what I stand for, and I say what I say about black culture. It's degenerate, it's destructive, and it's a negative fucking stain on society in a lot of ways. And unless we correct this shit, unless we get our minds right, unless we fix the racial idolatry and take these glasses off of racial idolatry and hate towards white people, it's only going to lead to our own demise and destruction as a people. And it's only and look at our societies, look at our families, look at our communities. It's chaotic, it's degenerate, it's disjointed, and it's fucking toxic. And like I gotta say, like I said, I will be the one to kick you in your ass continuously on TMP. And that stands for True Masculinity Podcast, the Masculinity Podcast, formerly known as Toxic Masculinity Podcast, because a lot of y'all have not gotten that real old school toxic granddaddy talk, and it shows. A lot of y'all was raised by women. A lot of y'all was raised by some old feminized, women-raised men who don't know how to lead, don't know what it is to be a man because they've never had one in their lives. So let me say this. Subscribe, man. Like, share, subscribe. Show this to your people. This is real content for your brain, for your memory banks. You know what I'm saying? For the communities, we can learn from TNP, man, wholeheartedly. Keep on showing up. Keep on subscribing. Keep on showing love to TNP. And I'm going to keep on giving these lessons, this tutelage, this knowledge, you know what I'm saying, this game, this ism, all this thing, because we need it. We need it. It's not enough. All this AI, all this fakeness. It's not enough real black men getting online, giving out content, giving out real hard, solid game for the community, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all this Kai Cenat and all these bitch ass acting ass, female acting ass little creators and content creators doing all this shucking and jiving and coonery and buffoonery. It's not enough real men out here telling you the real, man. It's not enough real men out here that's raising families, that's fathers, that actually cherish family and value family. It's not enough for this out here, so I got to be that example, and I love to be that example, man. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to me to be that example. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love giving game. I love showing love. I love showing up and doing the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have no shame in my game. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's giving me money, incentivizing me to talk shit about the black community. The black community has enough of problems as it has that I could sit here all day and talk about them. I don't need no one to pay me to tell the truth. Yeah, like I tell the truth, shame the devil. So that's just what it is, man. Appreciate everybody tapping in with TNP, showing love. It's been nothing but it's nothing but appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Has you know what I'm saying, received. I appreciate it, all of it. So, but yeah, man, do your research on this Derrick Thompson situation and just ask yourself, question yourself, why is there no public outrage or anyone even talking about it? Now, there's no pundits, publications, platforms. Nobody even brings up when it's black on black violence and chaos and mayhem. Nobody even talks about it. But let it be, like I said, a white person had done this to some black sisters and see the same situation blow up out of hand. Is it not? Is not a loss of life still a loss of life, regardless of the race? Is it not still an issue? Is it not still something that we can learn from and talk about as a community, or is it something that we're ashamed of and we want to sweep under the rug because it doesn't fit the narrative of what, like I said, white person bad, black person good? When we know that couldn't be further from the fucking truth. It's not like I said. I ain't sitting here to try to shit on black folks, but we all know it's a lot of black folks that was raised poorly, and due to that fact, they are fucking dangerous, bad individuals, man. You know, just like white folks, but I'm saying we are the minority in this country, and there's way too many black folks getting caught up in violent acts against their own kind. So you can take it how you want. Hit that like button, TNP, hit that like button. Appreciate y'all tapping in. You can take it how you want, man. Run with it. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, man. I'm about to get up out of here, man. It's been a good one. Appreciate everybody that's tuning in, listening to TNP. Shit, if you want to show some love on that Cash App tip, my Cash App is $toxic masculinity POD. That's $toxic masculinity POD pod, baby. So show some love, man. Like I said, tap in, subscribe, man. That's the biggest thing. Tap in, like, subscribe, watch this video over and over again. Trying to get this thing all the way in here on the monetization tip, man. But yes, sir, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to TNP and showing some love. Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. And I thank y'all, you know what I'm saying? From the bottom of my heart, I thank y'all for tuning in. I hope this reaches out and touches someone where they can actually, you know what I'm saying, really see the point of view that I'm coming from and really try to make some real change out here in people's hearts. As far as just see it from a different perspective other than your own. Stop letting your race be the deciding factor in how you come to decisions on situations of morality and things like that. When you come to a bypass or whatever like that, when you come to a situation where you got to either go left, right, or straight, let's take these racial idolatry glasses the fuck off and let's actually see right versus wrong, good versus evil, and let's stop allowing race to manipulate us and bait us into condoning evil. That's all I gotta say. Like, that's what it is. Like, you can say what it is, you know what I'm saying? Black ain't always right and white ain't always right, man. It's right versus wrong. Point blank, period. It's not about a race thing, because that's how you get caught up and you will be drugged to the pits of hell. So if you get caught up with race and race is your only deciding factor on how you make decisions, you will be brought to hell. So point blank, period. And they don't give a damn. They'd love to bring you to hell with them. Trust and believe me. So like the devil, you got plenty of space down there for your soul, man. So allow race to be the deciding factor in everything you do, and you're no better than the people who in the past wronged people of melanated color in America. You're no different than people who took the Native Americans' land. You're no different. If you allow race to be your deciding factor in how you move, you judge people, you act toward people, your empathy and love toward one another, then you're no different from them. Because as you can see right here, this man had no empathy, no love, and no kindness toward these women he killed. He didn't even know who they were. They were black women. He didn't give a fuck. He had no empathy for them. He moved on about his life. That's a selfish, low-life individual. So, like I said, you will learn from this situation and keep it moving, man. But this is TNP. All love, man. All love, man. Peace. Peace out, man. Hit that like button, subscribe, baby. TNP. We're gonna come with some more lives too, man. I got a couple live streams I want to come out here and tap in. I'm gonna do a video in a little bit later today. I was gonna do a video on what the situation was. I can't even remember right now. I had this Thompson situation. I'll come back with it. I can't really think of it at the top of my head right now. The Derrick Thompson situation was one. Oh, the situation in California. We're going to talk about the situation in California, man. We're going to go in depth about that situation in California, man. This complete melee chaos out there. Trump called the National Guard in, man. We're going to talk about that later today. Got to go in on that one. Yes, sir, man. Tune in to that. Tap into TNP for that, because we are going to go all the way in on folks who are in our country but have no respect for it. raising flags from other countries, but you're here causing chaos. Make that make sense, man. Like I said, Trumpers, man. Trumpers unite. I appreciate if any Trumpers out there, man, show love, hit that like button. Trumpers all day. Man, we're gonna get them up out of here, man. We're gonna ratify the situation, man. Because this is like I said, this is unconstitutional, it's disrespectful. They're here illegally. I mean, they need to figure out, I mean, what they're gonna do with their lives. You know what I'm saying? You can't come to our country and disrespect our flag and disrespect the order in which this nation is ran in. You know, you can get the fuck out. So that's all I gotta say about that. And you will get the fuck out. So yeah, man, appreciate y'all tapping